Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. This pack has good stuff and bad stuff, as most packs do. I mean, we got Ocelot Pride, which maximizing win rate, this is just the pick. This card's busted. It's so backbreaking on turn one. And there are very few cards that can win the game and snowball a game like this card can. So I think maximizing win rate, that's probably the pick. And it might be what I end up taking. Sneak attack is fun. I've said this a lot that sneak attack is bad, and I guess, want to take the opportunity to just cards like this where you have to assemble an A plus B combo are just fallen behind in Vintage Cube these days, I think. Because if you compare sneak attack to something like Minskin Boo or even like Headliner Scarlet, it's like this requires you to spend 4 mana and an extra card to put a card into play. We're going to take Ocelot Pride, by the way. Just make sure I get that. Yeah, like Sneak Attack plus Ulamog, right? You take Sneak Attack, get Ulamog. In the hands you have where you have Ulamog in hand but no Sneak Attack, it does nothing. In the hands you have Sneak Attack but no Ulamog, it does nothing. So these like 2-card combos that used to be sort of the backbone of Vintage Cube, right? Because you could Vampiric Tutor and go for them, are just so much weaker than just playing like a Shieldred or Minskin Boo or other cards that can just win the game almost immediately and require no other support. Like even in your dream scenario where you have Sneak Attack plus Ulamog in your hand, you could just die to an Ocelot Pride on turn 3, and then like, oops, I guess. Okay. Anyway, enough of that. This hand, I really want to draft black-white. Sephiroth seems fun, and I want to get the backside. This art is very appealing to me. I just like the way it looks, and it's a 3-mana creature that gives you an emblem. Seems a lot of fun. I wonder if you can stack the emblems. Like you kill Sephiroth, transform it, let it die, unearth it. I don't know if that works or not, but it seems fun. We're gonna try it. I think library is probably the pick, but I just want to make black-white work. Okay, well there's a Wasteland, Jacked Rabbit, Tameo, Mother of Runes. I think Tameo's probably the correct pick, but I want to draft like a slightly more aggressive deck. So for me, it's between Vista, Wasteland, and Jacked Rabbit, and I think actually Mother of Runes too. This card is just it's another one of those things you play on turn 1 and like the game could be over. I'm gonna take Mom. Okay, Smuggler's Copter, notoriously one of my favorite cards. It's just good. You play it, attack with a creature. It gives like all your creatures haste and turns them into 3/3 flyers, and it loots for some reason. Like that's kind of nuts. So definitely on board with that. Otherwise, maybe Jace. I love Athari. I think it might be a little expensive, and Glorybringer's probably a little bit better, but Athari does close games. That I can say. Kitesail Freebooter is excellent, and exactly what we want to be doing. Evasive, aggressive. I think Verdant Catacombs a little bit better than Bleachbone Verge. If we get any black-white duels, this just does the thing. True Name Nemesis is good, but we're kind of just... We're not forcing black-white, but we're really hoping that it's open. Okay, then we get Parallax Wave versus Portable Hole. I could also take a Baleful Strix. Blue does seem a little bit open, and Strix is good in a deck that's running things like Sephiroth Smuggler's Copter. So that could be another option. I'll take Parallax. I'm gonna take Portable Hole. Parallax Wave is good. It's just 4 mana. Wow. Okay. Godless Shrine, Thraben Inspector, Cecil Dark Knight, White of the Reliquary. Actually, all insane cards here. Probably not Cecil. Then your starting life total is half. It's like pretty good and aggressive, but I think it's between Godless Shrine and Thraben Inspector for me. And Godless Shrine is less replaceable, so we'll take it, even though obviously I wanted that. But wow, look at this. We get all of these. If I can get the mana for it, Hymn to Torok is kind of nuts. The trouble is getting the mana for it is actually very hard because it's double black on turn 2. But I think Bit of Triumph and Unearth are not that good, so I can speculate on it, and if we don't end up getting there, it's not that big of a deal. Lingering Souls is excellent. I love Fatal Push too, but with Smuggler's Copter to discard it, Sephiroth will take the Lingering Souls. Okay, wow. Jacked Rabbit versus Overlord. They're both really good. Overlord coming down at 4, I think makes me want to take the Rabbit more. There's going to be a couple different ways to like grow power. Like a deck like this probably wants equipment, so Jackrabbit goes pretty well in that place. And exactly why you don't take the 4-drop there is because there are so many good 4s in the cube. And it doesn't really matter which one you play. They're all just kind of 4 mana. Eventually you're going to win. So we'll take this one because it's, it like we get this in the pack this time. And now we have a 2 and a 4 instead of 2 4s. And I know inevitably there's going to be comments about like, ooh, that's a great pickup. That Overlord of the Mistmores is really good. I'm not doubting that in any way. I'm just saying you can't have a deck that's all 4-drops, right? It's the kind of the same reason I didn't take Parallax Wave, because there's just, oh my gosh, okay, that's great. There's just so many good 4-drops in the cube that you're gonna get one late in the pack almost no matter what you do. And the harder thing is making sure your curve is good enough to where either you can reach the 4-drops if you're more like ramp heavy, or you have something to do until you get to the 4-drops, like removal, acceleration, cheap creatures, things like that. So I really prioritize role players that fit the curve over abject like overall total power, just because you know you can only have so many 4s in your deck. I'm gonna take Mark's Jet. Path Tackle is really good. Staff of Storyteller is good. Lauren's good. Saga's good. This whole pack is amazing, but on color Mox in an aggro deck is exceptional. Skyclave's really good. Cut Down might come around. Good King Mog, Fable the Mirror Breaker, all good cards, but I'm pretty happy about this Skyclave, to be honest. There's a Johnny. We're not currently playing red, but we have Sephiroth, which can sacrifice a Johnny. I'm expecting Tidehollow to come around. There's also Inquisition. It almost is just worth taking like red cards to go with a Johnny, because this card is pretty bonkers. I want to go Inquisition, Tidehollow, but I think Kite Sail, Copter, Ocelot Pride. I feel like a Johnny's just so good. This is one of those picks that is kind of disappointing because this just raw power level is so high, but the difference is this costs 2. So you can basically have a deck of infinite 2-drops if you really wanted to. Nethergoyf versus Descendant of Storms, so you can make a 1/1 white creature if you attack. Elspeth is also like kind of nuts. This could be the 5-drop that's worth taking. We have a Mox, double tokens. There's also just Nethergoyf though, and this does hit really hard. Elspeth tends to come around and she costs 5. But like, nah, I'm taking Elspeth. She's broken. The difference is this card ends the game. Like the 0 mana, grow your team, give them flying is just like, was there a board stall? No more. It's quite insane. Prismatic Ending in 2 colors is okay, but Caustic Bronco I think is actually pretty good. So we get that. We get a Solitude. Don't hate that. We are somewhat looking for a couple red permanents for Johnny if we have the opportunity, because that does make a Johnny go crazy. But again, like most cards, you can enable this card and it'll be even more broken. But even without the dealing damage to any target thing, he's still just so good that you don't really need to go that far out of your way to make him do the thing. Winds of Abandon is just a good card. We'll take that. Reprieve. Love a Reprieve. There's also Collective Brutality, but this card is very, very good, and we will take it. Okay. There's a couple cards that didn't wheel, but we got Staff of the Storyteller, which I think fits best with what we're trying to do. We want to see... Uh-oh. Wait, no, that was the next pack. Okay, we get a cut down here. Someone took Inquisition, but we do get Tidehollow. So someone's in black, but not likely in black-white, and that's somewhat good news. We'll take Descendant of Storms. I could see potentially playing that, although there's not... Like, this is really the only card with a sacrifice theme. So there's not really like a sacrifice deck, if that makes sense. Take a Prismatic Ending, though. Not the best, but 1 or 2 mana, kill something cheap. We have quite a few of those, so we're looking for maybe one card that kills bigger stuff. Because, like, Portable Hole, Cut Down, Ending, they all kill small stuff. I guess Winds of Abandon does kill bigger stuff, same with Solitude. I will take a Ledger Shredder. If we get past like 600 pieces of blue-white fixing, maybe. And honestly, Horizon Canopy is kind of nice in the mana base. Just makes it less likely that you'll flood. Alright, this pack, no power. There's Giver of Runes, Containment Priest, Metamorph, Lion Sash, and Shieldred's Edict. I'm interested in a Giver of Runes. Containment Priest does keep you safe from a lot of things. If we had Parallax Wave, you could go kind of nuts with that. But I think the Giver of Runes does a lot. It's also a one drop that's good, which are quite rare to be honest. Okay, how much can this deck utilize Ancient Tomb? That's an important question because there's Concealed Courtyard, which is really good. The Wandering Emperor, I think this is another one of those fours that is actually worth taking. So Ancient Tomb, we have Copter, Jacked Rabbit, a couple twos. We have some threes, Elspeth, Sarah Paragon. I think I do take the Ancient Tomb. Even if I don't end up playing it, this card's just so strong that the potential that it offers is just worth having the possibility to use. Like if we get a GT, then you can Ancient Tomb turn, like you could play GT very quickly. Bombardiers is really good. Would be a red card worth going with a Johnny, but Philia, let's see what we got. Portable Hole, Title of Scholar, Freebooter kind of. Staff is pretty good. A Johnny's quite good. Sephiroth enters Ortax, so that works. Skyclave, Solitude. Yeah, that seems quite good. I'll take a Philia. Ah. Cloud, Stoneforge, but no creatures. There is a Goblin Bombardment. This card is normally pretty bad. It's decent with a Johnny. We don't have any fixing whatsoever to make this happen. But so far this pack doesn't have anything to offer us. Concealed Curtains is like fine. This thing's good with other things, not so great with what we currently have. So like we could speculate on a Stoneforge, but I don't even really like Stoneforge. Even if we do get a good equipment. Cloud plus equipment is interesting. And then there's Gitaxian Probe, which could help. I'm going to speculate on this Bombardment. It does have a pretty high upside. Glimmer Lens I like. Ragavan, again, if we end up red. But we don't... The issue I have is just we don't have the fixing for this. And this card's just pretty good. I'm going to take this. Okay, Guide of Souls goes really hard in this deck. Snuff Out's also insane. Like, this is exactly the card I was talking about when I said we have stuff to kill cheap things. Snuff Out's busted. But I think God of Souls is a little bit more busted in a deck with this many tokens. Speaking of which, summon Yojimbo. This is probably better than Sarah Paragon. Although it only kills tapped things. Let me think this through. This kills tapped things. Deep Cavern Bat. Ooh, this might be the one. This just eats their hand. Yeah, let's take that. I love Unexpectedly Absent. Soul Cauldron gives activated abilities, right? We have literally 0. So not that. I think Absent's great. It's the White Time Walk. Okay, this pack, Lion Sash is excellent. So this does give us an out for red, but we've seen all of the packs. I just don't think it's worth the inconsistency of adding a red card for a little bit of gain. Here we need to make a choice between Concealed Courtyard and the Wandering Emperor. We have enough playables, so I love this card. I wish I could put it in the deck, but the way the draft worked out, I just have to take the fixing here. Our mana is not that good right now. So we will take that. I don't think this is going to get us anywhere, but you never know. Someone took a Stoneforge. Sure, I'll take this, I guess. Ghost Vacuum is a decent sideboard card. There's also Elspeth. We don't have a Skull Clamp. I feel like I want this Elspeth. It just feels like something I want. Lethal Scheme versus Flicker Wisp. I wish I had more time for this pick. And Yojimbo. Okay. Yeah, this one I'm not entirely sure about, but it feels like what I was saying before where I wanted like one more cheap enabler. This card's very good with all the tokens and stuff that we have going on. So Portable Hole I think is just worse than Prismatic Ending. It's actually not because if you Portable Hole a token and then you blink the hole, you can like kill another token. So that is something to consider. I don't think I want this thing, but maybe. Things to cut. All of these cards are really good, to be honest. Lion Sash I could see being a sideboard. Jackrabbit goes here. Solitude goes here. We cut Sarah Paragon. I, I mean, this is a 4 mana 5/5 vigilance, but I think this is the thing that makes this not as good is it requires your opponents really to have tapped creatures most of the time. So I think this is a great sideboard card where you're racing your opponent because modes 2 and 3 stop them from attacking you. So if the opponent's in any way aggressive, we could put in Yojimbo. 27. That's a lot of twos. I don't hate the all twos curve. And then these two just give you ways to like finish the game. Lingering Souls is great. I think if I cut him to Torok, my mana base is a lot better. I can side this in against matchups where like maybe Storm or combo, stuff like that. But with how prevalent Reanimator is, this card could actually be a liability. Ajani's still good. Glimmer Lens. Thelia's good. Reprieve's Staff. I like Winds, Bronco. All of these cards are really good, to be honest. So we're down to 26. What else do we cut? Do I just cut Elspeth's? 25? I think Big Elspeth is good enough to put in the deck, especially with an Ancient Tomb. Ancient Tomb lets me double spell on turn 3 with a lot of these creatures, so I do like it in the deck. 25. This feels like a 16 land deck. Cut down, destroy creature. If I get rid of that, then I have Lethal Scheme with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black creatures. Lingering Souls is just white. Yeah, Lethal Scheme kills Planeswalkers. I think having an out to this is probably worth it. 16 land, including a Mox, feels okay. And we do have Horizon Canopy to stop flooding a little bit. 3, 6. That also feels good because I cut a lot of the black cards that we can go kind of lean with the mana. Okay, yeah, let's see how this deck goes. See you all round 1. Alright, this hand's got fixing, it's got some tokens. Being on the draw is pretty rough, but such is life. Okay, being on the draw is especially rough here. This is like a Dash Ragavan. Inti turn 1. Okay. Smuggler's Copter. Yes. I can do that, and then I can Lingering Souls if I need to. Winds of Abandon. They have Arena of Glory. Jeez. No Exert. Oh, yeah, they don't have to. Down to 2 cards in hand, so Robber's definitely going to steal some stuff. Just don't take my Mox, please. Kitesail Freebooter. Actually glad that one's gone. 14. They don't discard a card. That's not good. So the way I tapped my mana, I actually have to shock in a Godless Shrine and take a ton of damage here. Don't love that. But I think at this point we probably just have to Lingering Souls. And I'm pretty okay trading Smuggler's Copter for whatever they have. We'll see what they got though. This Ancient Tomb is really good, but this is not necessarily the matchup for it. They just attack with Robber, so they're going to make Robber a 3/3, I guess. During any turn you attack with a Rogue, you can cast that card. They hit Felia, that's gross. That's really bad, actually. Felia is pretty good against all these tokens. So they do the thing. I imagine they're going to discard so they could trade with the Copter. They discard Chandra. And they hit Stoneforge Mystic. Okay. I am going to trade. It feels bad to not do that. Crew here. If they want to spend stuff killing my Copter, then they're going to miss out on Felia. Okay, they just play Felia. That's fine, I guess. We're going to have to like use Winds of Abandon to win this round, I think. Trade. We get to loot. For some reason this triggers on defense too. Okay, Basic Plains. Basic Plains is pretty good. What do my turns look like? I can go Staff of the Storyteller plus Lingering Souls. That doesn't really set me up for Lethal Scheme. I can go... I can't play Tidehollow Sculler and Lethal Scheme because I don't have double black currently. So it almost feels like Tidehollow Sculler is the thing to discard. But I'm also feeling like maybe just Basic Plains is the thing to discard, and that's probably correct. Because I already have a land for next turn. There's a Johnny. Okay, a Johnny is quite good. So let's, yeah, because Johnny can block Philia, Inti. Let's just make a ton of tokens here, I guess. Bleachbone Verge. Taking more damage, unfortunately. And I can play Lingering Souls or I can go Staff plus a Johnny. Staff plus a Johnny sets me up to draw so many cards, but I think I just need raw numbers of creatures in play, unfortunately. So we're going to do that. Lingering Souls, then a Johnny. We're going to keep everything back. Opponent has 3 cards in hand. They have Jite, so that's terrifying. Literally unbeatable card. Okay, so they're just passing with Jite. I have Lethal Scheme up, and if I draw a land, Skyclave. That answers that. Okay. I think I want to get a little bit greedy here. It's unfortunate that I can't play Staff of the Storyteller, but I think I want to Lethal Scheme whatever they equip Jite to, because it's insane. That could be super greedy, because I'm at 8, but we'll see what happens here. Let's go. If I attack like this, it's pretty bad, because Felia just blinks my Cat Warrior, and then Ajani's pretty weak. So let's attack with 2 flyers. I guess 2 flyers and the Cat Warrior, right? Because they can't really block the cat. And they're gonna Felia the cat almost for sure anyway. That feels... Then I guess I want 3. Because yeah, they're probably gonna have to kill it anyway. We attack like that, we have Lethal Scheme at the ready. Wasteland's pretty devastating, to be honest. They hit that. Yeah, well, if they want to equip pre-combat, they still have to do it. So I'm gonna float a black. Put a trigger in their main. Okay, so they're wanting to pass turn. At this point, unfortunately, we have to act. I think killing Felia makes the most sense right now. Yeah, it sucks that they then get to equip Jite after all of this. They get to make it 3/3 and just decimate my board. This backfired so tragically. And we convoke... Yeah, this is pretty bad. Choose one to connive. You connive. Swamp is quite good. I don't think I need a Tide Hollow Scholar anymore. And I guess at this point, Plains is better. Wait, is that how that works? Each creature that convoked this connives, but for some reason Ajani connives twice. Yeah, that was so bad. So they get to Jite, hit me for 3, and then kill a bunch of my stuff. They discard Corey Steelcutter, though. They hit Cathar Commando, which they can't play. I don't see any need to block. I'm going to take 3 damage here. So, yeah, that was exceptionally greedy. They have 1 card in hand, though. Winds of Abandon, Jacked Rabbit. Okay. So, they have Arena of Glory. They can Jite kill my Skyclave if I do this. So let's attack first. They have 1 card in hand. This protects me from a hasty attacker, the Cat Warrior. They take all of it. Yep, I think I have to Skyclave here. I'm going to go down to 3 life. But we're going to eat the... It's actually an interesting question, what I eat. Inti is still a big problem. It can become a 4/4 trample. I think I'm just going to try and tempo them out here. Pass turn. They get a 2/2. They can equip Jite. Maybe they can just kill me here, actually. Jite kills the Skyclave. They get a 2/2. They then equip Jite to the thing and attack. I block with a cat. Ajani flips. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected. Okay, they equip. So we trade. They can't kill Ajani with Jite. Okay, that's really good for me, I think. This enters tapped, unfortunately. Okay, they have a 2/2 with Jite equipped. I can give them an extra land with Winds of Abandon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't do any extra haste damage, but I think this is the play. We're going to eat this. Go to 1 life. Then we're going to play... Jacked Rabbit has slightly more defenses, I guess? Although Staff, if we keep going, Staff draws me more cards. And it has flying. The flying evasion's pretty nice. Do that. Concealed Courtyard tapped. Keeping back 2 blockers here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 attackers here lets me kill them in the air, even if they kill a spirit token. Just playing around Arena of Glory stuff. Okay. This has haste, but not trample, I don't think. Just haste. They can play a Lotus Petal. They won at random. Wow, we won that game. That was intense. Okay, so they are just red aggro. What's good against red? Summon Yojimbo. This is the mirror match. This is a 5/5 vigilance. Okay, that one's good. I think Portable Hole can kill Jite. Like literally, this whole game is now just can I deal with Umazawa's Jite? I feel like I want to remove this and just take a little bit more removal. Just being more proactive, especially on the play, seems pretty good. Big Elspeth is a huge way to close out a game. Winds of Abandon can be the Mirror Breaker, and then we have Mother of Souls. We have so many cards here that are actually really good. Is it possible that Absent is just slower? It is possible, actually. But we have Cut Down, Portable Hole, Pending, and Skyclave that can all deal with Jite. And maybe in this matchup on the draw, we cut the Caustic Bronco. Run it like that. Wow, what a hand this is. I'm going to keep this. This is potentially turn 1 Felia, turn 2 Jackrabbit for 4. Pretty good. Oh, okay. Turn 1 Smuggler's Copter, turn 2 Jackrabbit. Yeah, I like that. This card is so good, man. Every time I play it, I'm just so happy. Okay, that's an insane start. Level up Kellen is probably best case scenario. Robber the Rich is a little annoying. I feel like I keep playing against Robber the Rich. They hit Skyclave. During any turn you attack with a robe, they can Skyclave Apparition. Great. So if I do all of this, they can then... Right, they just have this forever. Whenever this creature attacks, if depending player has more cards than you, blah, 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 you got it. And then during any turn you attack with a rogue, you can cast that card. Is this a rogue? Human, fairy, detective. It becomes a rogue as well. So there's really no way to stop them from skyclaving my stuff. I can Felia and block with Smuggler's Copter, which it seems pretty good. So let's play Goddess Shrine tapped. Pass. This does play into Mana Tithe. I have a Lotus Petal. Yikes. Okay. I have Reprieve in my deck, so I want to play this now in case they hit Reprieve off Robber. I don't want them to Reprieve my Felia. Okay. Then they hit. Oh, sick. Now I don't have more cards in hand than them. Alright, crew this. A Cathar Commando kill Smuggler's Copter. Okay, that's fine. They spent so much resources killing Copter. That's a 2-for-1 right there. They do get to keep Robber the Rich in hand, but now Skyclave is looking worse. And if we draw, I mean, if they play it, then I get to Felia it actually. So we kind of want them to Skyclave. And I don't think the extra 1 point of stats on Jackrabbit is worth taking damage off Ancient Tomb. So let's play this. Play all of this. Then Felia will attack. At the beginning of the next end step, if it entered under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Felia. I don't know if Felia blinking itself. Oh, other, okay. So if they Skyclave Jackrabbit, I get to Felia the Skyclave. Okay, let's do this. Get a 3/3 Felia. It just makes it better defensively. If they do spend their turn Skyclaving the rabbit, like that's good for me. This is a lot of lands. They just concede the match. Okay. Alright. See you next round. They must have missed a land drop. Oh, right, we're playing against Dreadful Dinosaur. This hand would be much better on the play, but that is that is Magic the Gathering. So, you know, work with what we got. And we get to get Thought Seized. Great. I was hoping Deep Cavern Bat plus Lethal Scheme is actually a pretty nice curve. Caustic Bronco. That's actually kind of works too. Let's go Plains to bluff a Mana Tithe. Knight's Whisper, you got it. Down to 16. Concealed Courtyard enters untapped. I want to play the Bronco because this enables Lethal Scheme, and yeah, basically it enables Lethal Scheme, so I could hold up Reprieve and Lethal Scheme. Borogoyf. Pretty excited to kill that one. Tide Hollow Scholar. Borogoyf, if it hits, we can't let that survive. Takes 4 mana to kill it, though. We see again. Nil that many cards. If you do, put a creature card from among them into your hand. I could spend my whole turn doing that, and then my next turns look pretty good, actually. So, and with double black, I can do this. All right, this actually seems okay. Cast, target, black, convoke. And we're gonna discard. Wow, these cards are all amazing. I want to discard the land, but that's so greedy when I can double spell next turn. Also, discarding non-land grows Caustic Bronco, so that's another point in its favor. I feel like Reprieve is going to be good. Reprieve, what do I want to do next turn? Jacked Rabbit plus, what does this cost to saddle? Saddle 3, okay. Staff is like so much late game, and so far this feels like it's going to be grindy, so I think I want Staff. Jacked Rabbit is so much value. Staff Reprieve? I think they already know about Reprieve, so I'm just gonna ditch it. I could be wrong, but I think Tide Hollow Scholar kind of does the thing better. Okay. Well, that's very sad. Let's start with the Tide Hollow Scholar. I guess I would feel better if I had Reprieve up right now. Entomb, okay. Summon Bahamut. Honestly, not the worst. Unless they Shallow Grave right now, and I just... Okay, they're just emptying their hand. Snuff out. That actually worked quite nicely. So, I think we're gonna play Jacked Rabbit here. Yeah, play Jacked Rabbit. This does walk into a Wrath, but this gives me more tokens, so now I get to saddle this. Attack for 3. Ancient Tomb, you got it. Okay. So they have no cards in hand besides swamps. That's an excellent draw. Let's go Staff of the Storyteller. I'm gonna just Ancient Tomb this out, I think. Staff. Make some tokens. Lingering Souls. Make some tokens. Saddle this. 1, 2. Attack for 3. Giver of Runes is a good draw. I'm just gonna activate Staff of the Storyteller though. I feel like they are literally dead if they don't hit something right now. Okay. That was an insane draw. So, some type of reanimator. We definitely bring in Lion Sash. Again, this is where Hymn to Torok's like technically good against them and then technically also kind of bad against them. I think the answer is just no. Let's get rid of the things that kill small creatures. Because we need to deal with like Borogoyfs and such. Do I want a Summon Yojimbo? This gives me an out to if they have just a big creature. But I'm on the draw. I could see Giver of Runes being like not that good right now. We'll run it like this. I don't entirely know what their deck is, but this is a good start. Wow. I'm gonna keep this. I don't know exactly what I'm doing with this hand yet, because the double black is awkward. I could go turn 1 Guide of Souls, but I feel like turn 1 Tide Hollow Scholar is probably better. They ditched a reanimate. Okay, Godless Shrine. I'm gonna end up shocking this in. I think I just go turn 1 Tide Hollow, see what's going on over there. I've drawn this in my opener a lot, by the way, and I'm not mad about it. Alright, what do you got? Emperor of Bones, Nethergrowth, Night's Whisper, Snuff out. Emperor of Bones is a reanimation card. Nethergoyf can get kind of big. Night's Whisper draws cards. If I take Snuff out, then they can't kill Guide of Souls. And I feel like Guide of Souls is going to be huge. So I'm actually going to take this one. It's free, and everything else uses their hand for, like, effect. They just play Night's Whisper. No Emperor of Bones. Just, let's take all the damage. Respect. Deep Cavern Bat. The Snuff out's gone. Now I can go Guide of Souls, Deep Cavern Bat. That seems really good. Guide of Souls. Horizon Canopy. I played the wrong card. I shouldn't have taken a damage here, but that's okay. Eat your hand. Lethal Scheme, Bone Shards. Discard a card. Lethal Scheme seems... They can't really play Lethal Scheme right now. If I take Bone Shards, then next turn they do get to go... Bone Shards is the most... What does this say? Non-black? Destroy to any creature. So if I leave them with Bone Shards, they get to go Emperor of Bones, Bone Shards, discarding a Netherglyph, kill Tidehollow Scholar, get back Snuff Out Guide of Souls. That seems pretty bad. If I take Bone Shards, they get to go next turn, Emperor of Bones, Netherglyph, and then the following turn they could Lethal Scheme. So I'm going to take this Bone Shards. I guess Emperor of Bones is another card I could take. If I take Emperor of Bones, then they can Bone Shards, the Deep Cavern Bat, and just play Emperor of Bones. That's not that bad. They can Bone Shards, Tidehollow Scholar, Snuff Out Guide of Souls, and play Netherglyph. So I have Deep Cavern Bat, and they would have had to discard Netherglyph. Actually, maybe taking Emperor of Bones makes sense. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Attack for 2. So they can kill this thing now, but it's going to cost them a lot of cards and life to do all of that if they want to do that. And I'm because I have Staff of the Storyteller, I'm kind of planning on, you know, a little bit of a card advantage game, and Bone Shards is card disadvantage for them. But it like Bone Shards, Tidehollow, discard Swamp, play Netherglyph, snuff out the Guide of Souls, feels okay. But then they have no hand, and that's not that bad. Okay, that's surprising. But that actually works out really nicely, because now they do that. They start eating stuff from graveyards, which is actually not that good. We get to keep our Guide of Souls, and we draw a Lethal Scheme. We get to go Swamp. Do I just Staff of the Storyteller plus Lethal Scheme here? Their hand right now, for Bone Shards, they discarded Netherglyph. Emperor of Bones is gone, and they have Lethal Scheme in hand in a Swamp. I think I do kill this. Let's play Staff. Makes another creature. Gain some life here. Lethal Scheme. Killing this. Black. That. Choose 1/2 connive. So it should be each creature that connived. But it seems like you connive once for each creature. So I'm just going to hit the spirit here. Freebooter I don't need. Oh, I see. So you just choose each one. Okay. Planes I don't need. And Skyclave versus Unexpectedly Absent. Their hand is Lethal Scheme Swamp, and they can get a Netherglyph, I guess. Absent is really spicy here. With, it just time walks them. I want both of these. This being a creature is nice with Guide of Souls. I think I'm going to take Absent, though. That's just a time walk. And I can draw off of Staff, but I played a land for turn, so there's no reason to do that. So they go Swamp, kill my thing. Oh, Preacher of the Schism. Okay, that's actually pretty funny. Okay, turn off auto yields. Let's draw a card. Ancient Tomb, not the best draw. Winds of Abandon. Okay, let's crack this to draw a card to see what we're hitting. Not great, honestly. I also just lost my double white. But I get to Winds of Abandon the Preacher here. And then hit my opponent for a bunch of damage. You can only spend 3, so I can't pay it. But they go to 10. A white source or a creature is huge. This Ancient Tomb was a pretty rough draw. But they're going to kill Tidehollow, kill the Guide of Souls, I think. Yeah. Alright, deck. Creature, please. Something that Lingering Souls would be amazing. Plains is at least acceptable. I'm going to attack for 3. They have Entomb. This is another reason for keeping up Absent. It can deal with like really big stuff. Last time they just got summoned Bahamut, which isn't that bad of a thing. They can't reanimate it either. Their hand is Snuff Out and one card we don't know about. Okay, they get a 2/3 Nethergoyf. Not that scary. Do I want them to draw Nethergoyf? It's not good. I think I do just put it right back on top. I want them to actively draw it next turn. That's really good. Whenever another creature dies, target opponent loses 1 life and you draw. Okay, so let's go Sephiroth. Sephiroth triggers. I can sacrifice the spirit token, but I don't think I want to get rid of any of these, to be honest. Let's attack. Alright, definitely paying this here. Pay 3, yes. Flying is already evasive, so let's grow the Guide of Souls. That's probably the one they're going to want to kill. Then they lose. They actually just die right now. They literally die immediately from this. Well, that worked out. Okay. We're in the finals. See you there. Well, we're on the draw, but this hand's got stuff going. The question is, do we still play Ocelot Pride turn 1, or do we do Mother of Runes instead? I feel like Mother of Runes might be better. It depends a lot on what I see from the opponent. They mulligan to 6, which is also good. If I see green, I probably Ocelot Pride. Blue, white, shock. Okay. Alright, such is life, I suppose. We can trade prides. I feel like Giver of Runes is the best play because it potentially stops them from attacking. This is again like the play draw disparity, which the game that I made, Algomancy, does not have this problem. It is impossible to get an advantage because there are no, nobody goes first or second. So if you're interested in a game that this is impossible, go check it out. It's a ton of fun. There's also no mana float or screw. Like it's just everything you would want from the cube experience. Way more interactive without any of the, oh man, I lost because I went second. It's great. And if you don't believe me, there's like a million reviews now on the store or on Board Game Geek about the game. So check link in the description if you're interested in not having this happen. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that this is like untenable, like this is just part of the game and you can win through this, but it just, whoever goes first wins 55-60% of the time. So there's, a modest amount of luck in this. They get a 1/1 cat. So Skyclave is a good draw. Let's go Verdant Catacombs. I think I'm going to Tide Hollow. I'm going to grab a Godless Shrine. They only have 2 cards in hand. So getting their last good card out of here, and then they have Mana Tithe. Oh my god! Ah! Yeah, like imagine I'm on the play here. I could have played Ocelot Pride. I guess. Yeah. Yikes. They get another cat. Land? Caustic Bronco. Oh. Alright. Playing Freebooter. You can't Mana Tithe me twice. Oh, jeez. Okay. So they get to do that and then play Lelia. Yeah, this is just... Oops, I was on the draw. Oh my god. Well, literally, there could not be better marketing for Algomancy than this. I know I could have played differently, but I don't think any of my individual plays were incorrect given the information that I had. Like, yes, they could have Mana-Tithed me, but I could have just as equally played Tide Hollow Scholar and then taken a good, like, Lelia out of their hand. And that would be, a much different position. But now they get a cat. They get to do the thing. And this is, again, what I mentioned before. Ocelot Pride turn 1 is, like, absolutely devastating. Okay, they don't have the city's blessing. Do I draw land? No. Ugh. And they can blink anything that I play here. So I play I just die. Okay. Let's be on the play. That's the only really the only difference there. I guess they hit land 3 as well. So we want Portable Hole for sure. Summon Yojimbo seems good. Cut Down seems good. Things to remove. Lethal Scheme is a bit too expensive for this matchup. Absence too expensive. And Caustic Bronco is a little awkward. And we'll do that. But yeah, seriously, I cannot express how nice it feels to not have to worry about being on the draw or mana screw. Like it's just who is better at the game will likely win. But you still get the drafting. In Alchemancity, you draft cards into your hand like mid game, so you're not stuck with like, oh, I drew this worthless card. Like you can trade it for something else useful. So it's all about like sculpting the perfect interactive hand, and your opponent's drafting from the same pack, so you get information on what they might have access to. It's seriously go check it out. All right, we're going first. Okay, I mean I'm on the play now, so I get my turn, I guess. Drawing Sephiroth would be amazing with this hand. I get to play Sephiroth, kill the cat, flip a Johnny. Like that would be really good. But turn one of Johnny seems also pretty good. Okay, they kept 7. And now I know that they have Mana Tithe. We can play a little bit differently. Play Johnny. So I think even if it looked like they had Felia in hand, so even if I had played the 1-drops, they would have just played Felia and blinked my creature. And then they'd have Mana Tithe for whatever I played the following turn. They have a Mox Pearl, that's devastating. Oh, Magic the Gathering. Flood me out. We do have Horizon Canopy, which can help. We're curving out. I mean, this is a pretty strong turn 2 as well, so it's hard to be too mad. And they didn't Mana Tithe my Lingering Souls. We just need to draw Sephiroth next turn. Or a good 2-drop would go a long way, because then I could play that and Lingering Souls in the same turn. Okay. Haha! We played around it. The ultimate counter to Elite Spellbinder is having no playable cards. Drawing Philly is actually quite good. Okay, that, you know what, we got what we asked for. We have double black, let's go planes. Attack with, do I attack with everything? They're at 17? No, because I want to be able to blink a Johnny with Felia. So we'll attack like this. They trade with the cat. Interesting. Okay, that's very surprising actually. Ah, there we go. Solitude of Johnny. Modern cards, man. This is a 3-for-1. Okay, they eat a Johnny. You got it. Attempt to transform. He's gone. So let's Lingering Souls. Is there a reason to let myself get Mana Tithed here? I don't think so. I'm just gonna play Felia. I have enough mana where I can just avoid Mana Tithe for the whole game. I think main phasing just works. Lately, you got it. They hit Mountain, which is the land that they needed, because that's of course how it works. Uh, I don't think it's worth trading here, even though Lelia is insane. I mean, if I trade, they have 3 cards. I have 3 spirits, equal mana, and a Horizon Canopy. Maybe I do trade. But she's just gonna get bigger and bigger. Let's trade off. I feel like 3 spirits is a pretty good place to be, but I guess they have 3 spells in hand. Ah, regret. Felia plus Staff of the Storyteller is so good. Alright, let's play Staff. If I'd known I had this, I would have kept it, but I didn't, so here we are. Draw. More lands. Alright, we were gonna crack a Horizon Canopy. Attack for 4. 3. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty devastating. They get 2 Moogles. Let's crack Horizon Canopy and draw something. Skyclave cannot deal with Summon Good King Mog. Guide of Souls is okay, but I think we're kind of just dying here. Guide of Souls. I mean, I can hit their Mox Pearl, I guess. This just uses my mana for Guide of Souls and stuff. It's not great. Thelian play wouldn't have mattered actually because I couldn't have attacked with Felia into Good King Mog. If you cast a non-creature spell, put a counter on each Moogle. So the hope is by taking away their mana, they can't cast them. Skull Clamp. Of course they do. The hope was I would stop them from getting more Moogles this way. Okay, Lingering Souls and Sephiroth are probably the best draws. Oh, the new Elspeth would be the best draw by far. We definitely cannot let them draw cards, especially before they get to trigger Good King Mog. So I'm going to take 2. 2 cards in hand. Missing double white. Portable Hole. Can stop the skull clamp. Uh, uh, Portable hold can stop the skull clamp. I feel like this is going to become like a longer, grindier matchup, so I will do that. I think they have mana tithe and they were considering it. We take this, I think. And I'm not going to play this. I don't want them to know exactly what's in my hand. But if I remember correctly, I think this thing dies next turn. They're going to get a bunch of 2/3 Moogles. But if they don't have another non-creature spell here, it could be okay. Or no, they're going to be 3/4 lifelink Moogles. That's insane. I'm going to take the hit. I don't think 16 life matters that much. This is a lot of lands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lands in a 15 land deck. Another thing Algomancy does not have. They have 3. So they're going to get 3, 4 lifelink Moogles. Am I really gonna trade like all of my spirits for it? I can't race them, so I think I play this tapped and pass. I just need to draw like a spell somewhere to have a shot at this. But we'll see what happens. Okay, that is the first time, which is worth noting. This is the first time I've ever seen one of these die. So like it's technically a downside, but not that bad. Okay, so honestly, I think I do double block one of these. Wait. Triple block? Then they could kill... If I block like this, they can kill Skyclave and stuff. I can quad block with spirits and trade 3 for a Moogle. Yeah, because this, they can kill one of them, but it only does 2 damage. I think I quad block with spirits and just hope they don't have removal spell. Take 6. Because I'm going to have to draw like a token producer very soon to win anyway. Or really any playable spell. Winds of Abandon. Immediately after I trade away my whole board. Hurts a little bit. The problem with doing this turn is that it feels like they're cut on white. I think I'm going to take one more turn here. And the card I'm most likely going to keep would be Guide of Souls, I guess, because I need tokens to win. So I can chump with a spirit, which I guess I'll do this then. They have Felly, I'm just so dead. Okay, they go to 24. We take 6. I'm fine taking 6. They hit a land, so they're going to play something now. A Johnny. Yikes. Okay, now I'm confused. Because last turn they did nothing, and this turn they drew a land. Maybe they have all lands in hand, and they were just holding a Johnny because. But now I get to go Winds of Abandon. Womp. Winds of Abandon with Overload. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have Counterspell? Reprieve? It's always Reprieve. Alright. Giver of Runes. Gain a life. They know it's coming now, but we can try and set up for it. We just can't let a Johnny flip. Okay, now I'm really confused by their plays in general. Satya? I think I'm dead. They can make a copy of a Johnny. Yeah. Just gotta draw spells at some point to win this game. They make a copy of a Johnny flips. And I think this transforms, and then Satya being red. I don't think I can kill it here. And then this does 5 damage. I don't think I can. Let me think about this. If I... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just die. I could kill a bunch of the smaller creatures. Like this. I think I'm just dead. Sad. Okay. Yep. That's fine. They get a Mox Pearl token. And then a Johnny just does 4 damage to me because that's how a Johnny works. Nuts. Ah, man. That really felt like a deck that was trophy, but just variance really got us. Which, you know, that is the game. Yeah, thanks so much for watching. Again, if you're interested in supporting the channel and want to play a game that improves upon many of the issues that you saw here, please check out Algomancy. I spent many years developing it. Link in the description. It's a full cube in a self-contained box. It's a ton of fun. And then also I'm working on a digital card game called Azoth. It's on Steam. We have a closed beta right now. You can request access to playtest, and it's also a lot of fun. Tries to emulate more that like combo-y storm like experience, but in like a deck builder capacity. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.